Yo, what's going on guys, Specs here, and today I just want to make a quick video discussing what we can expect in Update 54, Anime Last Stand, as well as some predictions later in the video. And before we get started, if you guys could like and subscribe, I appreciate it. It helps the channel so much. Seriously, we're on the road to 1.5 thousand right now. We're so close. I think we just hit 1.3, so thank you guys so much already. It's amazing, guys. All the yapping out of the way. Let's get right into it. So the first thing I want to go ahead and talk about is the dev post that they dropped. I want to say it was like a couple days ago, where they asked us, it was a poll, and they asked us what Extreme Boost unit do we think is bad or boring or something like that. It was to that extent. And the unit who won that poll was Guts. So I'm not saying it's going to be this update, but it's probably pretty likely considering the boss has already said that this is a quality of life update. So it's probably just going to be a bunch of random evoed units, and Guts will be the Extreme Boost unit. I would not be surprised at all if that was the case. Of course, like I said though, they could always just move Guts back to like a Berserk update or something. Next thing I want to go ahead and talk about is the sneak that was dropped. I want to say, yeah, it was the same day as the dev post. And it was of this like kind of cave looking area. Now forgive me guys, I have no clue where this is from, like at all. I couldn't even give a best guess. Like this can be any fantasy anime to me. This looks like Seven Deadly Sins or like Fairy Tail or something like that, bro. Like this looks like it could be a part of any of those. So I have no idea. If you guys have any clue as to what this place is, please drop it in the comments. Enlighten me, bro. I feel like an idiot, man. The last sneak I want to go ahead and talk about is the Kefla sneak that we got. Now this Kefla sneak is very important to what my predictions are going to be. So I'm going to go ahead and let that play on the screen. So yeah, it's pretty sick. That animation looks pretty good for ALS standards. I really like it. I think it looks good. And that's really as far as sneaks go. That's really as far as we got. Like, they haven't dropped really anything else, so.
Documents were in place. Buford, you listening? Now
going off of the Kefla sneak, these are my predictions of units that I personally think are getting evoed. Now, before I get started, keep in mind, this is a quality of life update. Typically, they take 8 random units and they just evolve them completely randomly. Like they'll take a JJK unit, evolve them. They'll take a Dragon Ball unit, evolve them. They'll take a Naruto unit, evolve them. Whatever, right? List goes on and on. But my predictions are going to be based around one thing, and that is the Kefla sneak. I think it is important that they showed us this. I think this is going to be a Dragon Ball Super mini update, if you guys will. The main evidence for this is obviously just like the Kefla sneak, as well as the fact that the Dragon Ball Super units are straight up garbage. I'm going to go ahead and talk about who I think is going to get Extreme Boosted. The Extreme Boost can be one of 3 characters, maybe even 2. I think they might Extreme Boost 2 characters. And those 2 characters are Beerus and Whis, mainly because I think they are the worst Dragon Ball units as of right now. At this very moment, they are terrible. They are absolutely garbage. But it could also be a thing of like, they're saving Beerus and Whis for maybe like a godly in the future or something for some reason. I don't know. I think they should just give them either an Evo or an Extreme Boost and just merge them into one unit. Their design is dumb in my opinion. You shouldn't be forced to bring 2 units to get the most value out of it. It's really stupid in my opinion. Don't like it. The third unit that I think could get an Extreme Boost is Ultra Ego Vegeta, mainly because there's no phase past Ultra Ego, right? They could give him like an Evo, I guess, where it's like his shirt is ripped or something, but come on now, we're not going to be doing that, right? There's no chance. And I guess you could say the same thing for Frieza, right? Frieza's already at his pinnacle. He's got his final Evo in the game. So I guess might as well throw Frieza in there as well. Frieza can for sure Extreme Boost, I think, in this update. And since the bosses already came out and said this is going to be a much smaller update, I think there's only going to be 2 other potential Evos in here. Okay, so let me go ahead and talk about the 2 characters that I think are going to be getting evolved in this update. Since the bosses already came out and said this is a much smaller update, much more quality of life related, so maybe like 3 new units, 5 new Evos, so counting those 3 plus 2 more, right? And since clearly Kefla's coming out, I think it's going to be Tournament of Power related in some way, shape, or form. So I'm going to go ahead and say the 2 Evos could be Toppo and Jiren. And you might be saying, Specs, both of those characters are at their like final peak, their final transformation. And I would counter argument and say, no. I think Toppo could potentially get an Evo that involves Dispo in some way. I think that'd be so cool, honestly. Like that is just free. That is free content right there, man. A Topo and Dispo unit would go so hard. Seriously. And then Jiren, obviously, we do not have his like shirtless counterpart in the game, right? Which is kind of weird. I thought whenever you evolved him, but that version of Jiren is completely unrepresented in this game, and I think it is necessary. I don't think that version could be a godly in any way, and I don't think Topo can be a godly. There's no way. Neither of them have enough hype, honestly. And like I said, with all this info and all these predictions I just made, this is obviously assuming that this is a Dragon Ball Super themed update. If this isn't and it's just going to be 5 random Evos, there's no way I'd be able to predict that, bro. There's so many units in this game, so I just had to narrow it down to a theme, and I think there's a reason why they showed us Kefla. Like I said, she could just be like a tournament unit or something. Who knows? But hey, you know, I want to get these predictions out here. If I'm right, bro, hey, I'm fighting for that Topo and Dispo unit, bro. I want that unit in the game, man. That'd be so cool. But yeah, guys, if you like content like this, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing. Helps the video so much and the channel as well. Yeah, guys. It's been Specs. Later.